Alabama Law Enforcement Alliance for Peer Support and the Dothan Police Department hosted a conference to reduce the stigma around officer struggles. Law enforcement gathered at Harvest Church in Dothan for free classes on officer wellness and resilience. While the duty of law enforcement is to protect and serve, they tell us sometimes that comes with traumatic experiences.
Always been a stigma in law enforcement, and what we're trying to do is fix that to where officers understand that it's okay to not be okay, and we want to make sure that their mental health is top priority.
This conference stems from a peer support law that Governor Kay Ivey signed in 2018. It says if you become a certified peer instructor, you can give support to first responders following a traumatic event.